Should I start talking now? Just kidding.
Exactly that. Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, one of your hosts. With me is Dunkstick. How are you doing? You've already got your name out there before we even got going.
I'm doing great, man. It's been a good night. You know, we played some quick match. We had some good times. Didn't get to cast the first set, but that's okay. Now we're in Division Division C.
Division F. whichever one our keyboards accidentally hit in that conversation. But
Exactly.
it is going to be on the left FML Esports, and on the right we are going to have Massive Whiff. This is a Division C matchup for the Nexus Gaming Series. And I gotta say, week 2, things are starting to kind of shake out here. Things are looking, I guess you could say, Nexus Gaming Series meta. We're developing some definite strong heroes and some things that are kind of falling to the wayside. But one of those things that we do still see is a lot of priority healer-wise. Malfurion, Stukov, Uther. I mean, there's still just a lot of those real big priorities. I mean, Garrosh, Medivh, some of those other ones. You know, we see them fly through bans and draft here and there, but not as much as we do in, you know, Heroic or even HGC.
Oh, yeah. And very common ban right out the gate. Garrosh, especially on this map, when zone controls everything and he's kind of the king of his zone. So never really want to fight him where you have to, like, kind of go to him. And really good idea to ban the Phoenix. I mean, I just showed you in quick match. That character is dumb. Like... The nerfs came out, but this character is just so dumb to deal with still.
It is not worth dealing with whatsoever, and it was one of those situations where, like, we just bodied game after game because it was just like we weren't just being interrupted by anything because, yeah, Phoenix is just so strong, and so that is actually going to be the one thing that we do see being banned out here on the side of Massive Whiff. They're going to take that Phoenix off the table. They do not want to deal with that. But that opens routes for Maiev, Stukov, a lot of things that we've seen at the start of a lot of these drafts, and that's going to be exactly it on the side for FML Esports here.
Yeah, and I think it's appropriate. Stukov is picked. You need to respond with a Medivh pick. Medivh is pretty much the only hero that can save your teammates from the silence pull combo. That lurking arm, if you don't have the teleport to, like, kind of get yourself out of that, you're stuck in it. Because they don't really need the Garrosh. You know, they can take Maiev, they can grab an Alarak, they can grab ETC or Diablo. There's so many good picks out there that can keep you inside the silence pool. You absolutely need a Medivh to make sure you have that kind of security to save your teammates. Not to mention, you know, the Raven form being such a great utility tool for vision as well as controlling the rotations. You know, he just pops down, throws down a Q, and then takes the portal away. Like, he's just this godly character that just like, eh.
And even then, there are talents you can take that you can just not even have to go out of Raven form to get that portal out for your friendly teammates there. So, but they're going to be taking up that Malfurion ETC. Strong combination here on the side of Massive Whiff, and just making sure that they get a strong healer. I mean, they've got really, really good setup into this ban phase and doesn't really show too much of what their draft will be, especially for Volskaya Foundry, which could be played really, you know, you can play it aggressive, you can play it slow. There's a lot of options for teams here, but what do you think they're going to be pulling out here on the side of FML Esports in kind of response to that, and before we go into this ban phase?
Oh, yeah, no, you have Maiev open now for the side of FML. You get that Warden's Cage up, especially on the point. Like, the last second, you know, 99 seconds on the board, overtime, that Warden's Cage into, like, a lurking arm combo, absolutely monstrous.
Oh.
Diablo is available still. Really good, solid tank if they want to avoid getting choked out on their tank, you know, being forced onto, like... Okay, Sonya. The Sonya makes sense, you know, really good soul laner. Definitely leaves them a little more versatility for what they want to go, seeing as now they're kind of committed to the double tank. So if they do get choked out, you know, they at least have that solid bruiser tank.
Yeah,
and like I said, Diablo land coming out.
That's, yeah, I definitely think that if I was at least on the side of Massive Whiff, I'd be looking at banning out that Diablo, and that's going to be exactly it. So much just set up with him, and especially in a map like this, and he's so beefy after he gets, you know, the 100 souls and just charges into you from the darkness. It's absolutely terrifying.
You know, I just noticed something on the stream. I'm going to take a quick aside. I'm wearing the red shirt on the blue side. You're wearing the blue shirt on the red side.
completely uncoordinated. And Stick said, "Thank you for the host of 12 people." But yeah, no, that's actually, I love that. I love that that's perfect counter, just like that. I didn't even notice. Happy little accident. Also, thank you, Stixay, for the 12 viewers sent over this way. How are you guys doing? We are currently getting into game number 1 between these two teams. This is a Division C matchup for the Nexus Gaming Series between FML Esports and Massive Whiff. Currently getting into this draft here as we're going to be having the gray main banned out. Not a bad idea. Really good camp clear, wave clear, versatile hero, but doesn't look like they want to deal with that Blaze, though, for the solo lane.
So I actually couldn't see the hover because of that bug with the UI.
Mm-hmm.
So you're calling it, I'm like, they're not hovering anything. What are you talking about? I'm like, how does he see the gray main? I'm in real time. But yeah, no, Blaze definitely makes a lot of sense here.
Yep.
Bunker is so good at countering. Bunker does what's similar to what Medivh does. You know, it's this thing you can drop outside the lurking arm, but still get people into it and then get them out the other side. Or vice versa, you're in the Warden's cage. Let's just sit in the bunker for a few seconds. Let the cage wear out, you know? That's a pretty good ban. I really like that ban. That's really good heads-up play. Still leaves the Medivh open. You know, they still have 2 picks here. I could very well see like a Medivh Tracer or like a Medivh. Well, I wasn't going to say Nazebo, but we have it.
I mean, it works for this map. You can play him slow. You can definitely get to those 20s. And then Li Ming on top of that, really good poke into these teams. But I'm a little worried about just getting captured. I mean, yes, there is the teleport, but that only gets you so far. And I still really like the setup they've got on the side of FML Esports for their fight here, mostly because if you do, as you said it perfectly before, Lurking Arm, Warden's Cage, that's terrifying. And then let's just think about it, a leap from Sonya, that's an option too. And that's just not something I'd really want to be going into, though. Granted, it looks like they're just going to kind of poke this out and play this safe on the side of Massive Whiff.
Division C strats. Leap Sonya. I like it. I like it a lot. You don't see it very often, but when you do... I
swear, I was casting, I want to say I was casting Heroic Division, and I saw a Leap Sonya last week. Like, I'm sure of it. Like, just that follow-up, just that extra, I might be misremembering, but they're going to go ahead and grab the Murden Hanzo at this point, and overall, their draft, it works really, really well. The Murden has some good setup for the Warden's Cage. Hanzo has good poke into that as well. I gotta say...
It's another interrupt for Mosh. Mm-hmm. You basically just told this ETC, you have to play Stage Dive. We're not going to let you go for that easy Mosh Wombo, you know, Tranquility with the wall, with the orb, with the Calamity. No. You have to play your ETC in the offline in the later part of the match. With that being said, this is a decent setup for like an Alarak pick. You know, he has enough bursts combined with the Alarak, of course, because he has so much damage. With the Li Ming, there's a lot of melee units. The silence build can be very effective for this composition because if you take the silence talent at level 7, which increases the duration by 0.75, that's a 2.25 second silence. That's crazy. And gonna use a similar strategy here. They picked Kerrigan. You know, Ooh. It's a melee comp. Like this kind of hero can do well here because of the amount of targets she can hit. It's just a matter of how well they combo off of it. And otherwise, I think it will be somewhat detrimental because the Maiev and the Sonya are very bruiser-oriented type melees that do well against double backline. So,
I gotta say, I'm not sure who I really give this over to. I like the aggression that they have on the side of Massive Whiff, but there's some real good control, some really good fight on the side of FML, and I think it's really going to come down to that burden of execution. Can Li Ming get the resets that they need? Will Malphine be able to set up ETC for some good moshes? Or that stage dive, as you mentioned, are they going to be able to get in the backline maybe onto that Hanzo Maiev before they actually get any sort of blow up onto some of the weaker members like Li Ming or a little squishier members? So overall, I think this is going to be a nice brawl between these two teams. I don't think we're going to have one dominant over the other. I really think this will be a nice back and forth as we do get into this kind of late game, very slow map.
So I'm a little torn. You know, the Malfurian's name is Ruben, and that's my name, but his name's also Ruben Ripper, so it's kind of scary. But Nazebo is my most played hero, so I really feel like that should be the team to win because it's Nazebo. But let's get into it. We'll talk a little bit more about that once we get the intro. So
All right, and just really quickly, it literally went off as we were loading in. Criff donated 500 bits, so thank you so much for that. So we're going to get into this on the left-hand side. We're going to have FML Esports with Drink Run on that Stukov, MJ Doom on the Hanzo, Consort going to be on the Maiev, Kendo going to be playing that Malfurion, or excuse me, on that Murden, and Snow Glare going to be on the Sonya.
Yeah, and of course, on the right side, we do have Massive Whiff, Ruben Ripper on the Malfurion, Zane KT on the... I'm not even sure, Li Ming. Wow, that skin looks so weird to me. ETC being played by Zanzibar, K Shizzle playing that Kerrigan, and of course, Mama's Meat on the Nazebo.
All right, let's go ahead and get right into this as we have these teams meeting up in mid lane. This is going to be a 5v5 between these two, as it looks like we're not having the solo laners split off just yet, but I'm expecting probably going to be a 4-man rotation between top and mid, and then you have the solo laners in bottom, as we do have Kerrigan splitting off into the top lane at this time.
So we do see some interesting talents already at level 1. Block Party at an ETC, despite we'll be seeing a higher priority on probably K-Shizzle actually getting pulled in by the Malfurion. Gonna get some shielding off, but unfortunately it is a 3-man gank. Gonna fall down. Good rotation in the top lane. They picked up that she was alone. Maiev came up with the scab closer and just pulled her back in. So
I gotta say, yeah, the Umbral Bind there, pulling them back in, Consort getting such value with that in that early game, dominance. It, you can see that there isn't a huge, XP gain from that, but it definitely does slow down your team in rotations, kind of pauses you for a minute. Definitely is a little bit worrisome, especially as we have Zanzibar getting silenced and Root going out for some zoning there as they do back right out of there. As K-Shizzle diving in here, gonna get the pull into a couple of members, but the Umbral Bind will be getting the ETC right back in there as they try and get this kill, but Kendo gonna have to get that Dwarf Toss right out.
now, really good combo by K-Shizzle, hitting 2 targets on it. Unfortunately, the follow-up not quite there by the ETC or the Malfurion, so they were able to walk away. But does show the power right there. They do have that massive amount of lockdown that is going to be pretty terrifying the later we go in this game.
And actually, right there, we have just stuns and roots being swapped out there as we have Ruben getting the stun on, or the root onto Kendo, and Kendo getting vice versa out there, as it's just looking like it's going to be a nice back and forth between these lanes. This point, though, we do have those 4s achieved on the side of FML, and interesting still, looks like we actually going to be having... Okay, no, sorry. I was confusing. I was just like, wait, Sonya doesn't have Mercenary Lord anymore? No. But it's going to be just that extra sustain at level 4 for her, and I was just like, oh, okay, all right. Just going to be building a little bit stronger as they do go right back into that Nazebo in the bottom lane.
Yep. And I do love that Sonya immediately took the turret pretty much on spawn. It's very crucial on this map that teams take those turrets in the zone control of the objective. It is so crucial. It's like this extra auto attack, range DPS. It doesn't do that much damage, but it definitely makes a big difference.
It's it's a really great asset to have for zone and control over the objective. As we do see these teams rotating down into the lane for it. Do have K-Shizzle diving in. There will be the Umbral Bind to get the pull. No follow-up damage as the combo does go right onto Consort. There is the pustule spread between the members, going to get that healing off, but we actually at this point have Massive Whiff. Zanzibar going to be getting the channel on this for just a second as they do rotate off and get ready to help the team maybe zone in this rotation. It looks like they're going to control mid.
I'd actually really like to see this Nazebo go ahead and back. He's at about a quarter of mana. The longer that fight goes, it's going to be so much harder for him to do anything because he didn't take the level 4 Spider heal and mana gain. So his poke is going to be a lot harder to get off. But on the flip side, if they maintain this circle and he gets more and more toad stacks, that is going to be deadly for the team.
And just to note that exactly, we're 3 minutes into this game, or about 4 minutes into the game. The Nazebo's at 50 of the 175 needed, and so this will explode as we get later into the game here, as we do have a Kerrigan combo with a root follow-up from Ruben as they do get that power slide kill into the Hanzo. Gunstar in a little bit of a bad spot as Drink and Run needs to get out. There will be another pull-in from K-Shizzle, and that is another kill by the ETC. As Kendo uses that Dwarf Toss right out there, and that is going to be the point held over by the members of Massive Whiff. And I gotta say, Dunkstick, this is looking pretty good for Massive Whiff at this first objective.
Oh yeah, K-Shizzle jumping in on the back line. Jumps to the Stukov, does not combo him immediately like you'd think any Kerrigan would. Turns and gets a 3-man combo onto his opponents. Absolutely wonderful decision making by him. It is going to be a quick and dirty protector for the side of Massive Whiff. Honestly, with that amount of melee clear, this protector is going to be dirty. It's very difficult to deal with the protector when you don't have that kind of like ranged poke at it, because he does so much damage to melee that tries to fight him.
And that's a huge asset to have, especially with this false sky Punisher, as it looks like they're going to be moving in just to take down the swell and open up top lane. I do like this play. It's really, really powerful from the team, as the next objective will be in top lane, taking out that well, taking out the sustain, making it harder for them to fight over the next objective is a really, really good play by Massive Whiff here.
Oh, and we are going to have Sonya coming up on this Zebo. Maiev going to try and dash in, gets the double pull onto Malfurion and Li Ming, but unfortunately just going to walk away, not really able to get anything done. This protector doing damage on the backline, just wow, that laser just chunking out half the team. Not really going to get any advantage. K-Shields are going awfully low, gonna fall down. The silence comes out. The pull is there for Consort. Gonna keep Zanzibar here. Muradin jumping in, trying to body block him, is going to be able to just barely make it out. The Malfurion Moonfire heals, keeping him alive.
That is going to be enough to keep them alive, as we just have Nazebo in bottom lane this entire time, just stacking, pushing, keeping that pressure this entire time. Now, I will say it's been even on kills. Structures, I'd say, are, fairly even. Some well taken out here, some gates weakened a little bit. Overall, this is still a very even game, back and forth. Honestly, we're looking at a quarter of a level difference between these two teams for tens, and I think that's going to be the big swing in dynamic, as we have Zanzibar going in on this, but that's just going to be a solo ETC, as the Umbro Bind is there. Not going to get the pull, but they do get that pick with the Murd in there, so that will be the ETC falling down, giving tens over to the members of FML.
Yeah, and we talked about it, any point you walk into that zone of silence, you need to have a way out. Looking at their team, there is not a way to get him out of there unless they're moving in on the enemy team, and unfortunately 9 to 10, it's just not going to happen.
It's just one of those situations where unfortunately they're not able to make a play in that there to just get out, and yeah, just caught out. That will be tens given over, but at the same time they're going to be picking it up themselves. And during this kind of rotation, as we are waiting for the next objective here, and I'd say in about a minute, we do have Kerrigan going into that Maelstrom, so it will be interesting diving in for that fight. There will be that silence from the Malfurion. There will be the beam from Li Ming, Gargantuan from that Nazebo, but ETC still holding out, waiting for the next fight. Maybe we're going to pull out that last second mosh pit.
So, interestingly enough, level 7 out of Hanzo, we see never outmatched, which means every time he autos, his scattered arrow is reduced on cooldown by 2.5 seconds. Did not combo it with the level 4/7 talent for the minion clear. Instead, he has explosive arrow, which is his other ability. So, basically an unbuffed scatter arrow going to be getting an improved cooldown, whereas most people would go for the sharpened arrowheads to make sure they have armor reduction on the opponent's tank. So might have been a misclick, might have been something intended. This is a map where if you're able to just auto attack and keep poking on the objective, it becomes very powerful. Ruben Ripper actually very far out, gonna get engaged on. Oh, combo coming in! Wow, great interrupt to make sure Malfurion doesn't get traps. But that could have been a very bad situation with it about to unlock in 20 seconds.
That was a little worrisome, I do have to say, as they don't want to be giving over a member before this objective. Definitely staggering the death would potentially give it over, but at this time, team's just going to be soaking up. It looks like FML is maybe trying to gain that 13 advantage for this next objective, as MG Doom does use that level 4 exploding arrow to get that wave clear a little bit faster, but at this time it will be held over by the members of Massive Whiff.
Yeah, and 14 stacks right now on Muradin, 11 more, and he'll get that double stun. And that's going to be really big later this game goes. Not quite to 13. I really think that they should be prioritizing their experience right now, clearing the waves, but no, they're going to bring up the Nazebo right now. So, gonna try to force a fight before the talent tier comes out. There is a turret already out. The Warden's Cage is going to come down. Combo's there. Hanzo Dragon into the Warden's Cage. 3-man silence. Kerrigan is stuck. More pulling. That is a 3-for-0 in the favor of FML. Make it 4-for-0. Excellent, excellent combo by them.
Kendo jumping out there and definitely getting that extra stun, helping them get the kill onto the Nazebo, which I just want to note really quickly is at 130 stacks of that Vile Infection at 9 minutes in the game. So definitely on pace for that 20. But here's the thing. If FML doesn't allow them to get to 20, if they, push and end this game before that even happens, that's your entire, you're banking on getting to 20 to have that Nazebo fight value. There's so much there. And in this situation, if it's denied, that could be your entire team falling apart here, as it looks like they do grab this Triglav Protector and move into the top lane.
And it looks like it is going to be Hanzo and Maiev inside of it. I would say a little bit of a bad decision there. I feel like they should drop out the Hanzo or the Maiev, at least one of them, put their tank inside of it. The Protector essentially takes the place of your tank, but either Maiev or Hanzo, depending if you want to talk about the ult or the pull, can really set up kills alongside of it. So at this point, they're relying on the healer and the tank. So good combo coming out, doing a lot of damage. A little bit of an early Twilight Dream. Gonna get the combo on K-Shizzle, powering up that orb, trying to make sure they do as much damage as they can. Malfurion actually a very good healer to help deal with this because of how regrowth works. That Projector, though, taking a lot of damage. Gonna go ahead and freeze the fort, do a bunch of damage, shield his allies. Gonna see an ETC get the Mosh off. Kendo just waiting on his stun, going awfully low. Gonna get knocked back. K-Shizzle, unfortunately, not. Wow, that's a massive whiff. Look at that arrow go wide.
All right, sorry, I think we had some frame dropping. I did solve it. I think we're all good. We leveled out. Sorry about that. I did like panic fix it in a quick second. I think we're good. We're done dropping frames. I do apologize about that. Hopefully you guys did see that fight and it did work out for you guys overall. Once again, I apologize. All right, let's get back into this, as there is going to be this camp picked up by the members of... okay. I think it's better for everyone.
Wow. Glass Cannon on Li Ming. They are bidding on getting some very good burst kills. And it could happen. Dominance with the Calamity, if at any point someone falls low, the resets are going to be huge with that extra 15% spell power. I just kind of wish that he would have gone the Globe Talent at 1, because that would just be monstrous. 30% spell power.
Oh, man. That would have been an absolute blow up here, as we do have Zanzibar scouting this out, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that any sort of steal onto that camp, as it looks like it will be grabbed by the members of FML Esports. And at this time, the lanes will be pushed back out. They could be trying to take a fight, as Kendo does play this a little aggressively. Zanzibar going to get that power slide right out of there. Meanwhile, though, Sonya going to be pushing up that bottom lane, and overall, they're splitting their assets on the side of FML, really positively just making sure these lanes stay in their own advantage before this next objective pops in bottom.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about it real quick. The Zebo, 39 stacks with the Toads, trying to get it up. Going to go ahead and pop his Gargantuan right now. Sonya kind of just walking away. There's the stacks, going to do a lot of damage. Just going to go ahead and throw the spear out. Oh, those doing so much damage. She is so low. The spider's going to come out. Will finish him off. Nice solo by the Nazebo. 10 out of 10. Great play. MVP of the game already.
Do apologize for missing that, as we do have the this top lane push has just been defended so well as they played this back and forth. Looks like Kerrigan going to be trying to dive in with this Maelstrom, as we do have the Warden's Cage coming out, getting 2. There is the silence right underneath them, as it looks like they're trying to get a kill here, but it looks like they're going to turn it around. K-Shizzle so low, going to be falling, but the Hanzo will be as well. The reset onto Consort may be there, as Ruben will be getting that kill. They go ahead and try and get onto Kendo and Drink and Run. There is going to be the massive shove into the friendly area, as ETC was pushed into the keep front gate. Gonna be able to get out of there, as it looks like that wasn't enough to get the kill, but that massive shove just calculated between the fort and the wall and everything, not just to get all the way to that keep front gate.
I mean, I know it didn't get a kill, but when you get a massive shove, that is a great feel-good moment for the Stukov. Really good job by Kerrigan, using her Bladed Momentum at 7 to get her combo back up. She managed to walk out of the silence and then combo the Stukov to end it, so the rest of the team could move forward. Pretty much saving that whole fight, because if she had died before that, there was no way they took that fight.
That would have been oof. That's not something you want to be giving over, and unfortunately, I gotta say though, I mean, the back and forth between these two teams, especially in this later half of the game, it's starting to get a little interesting because the members of Massive Whiff, they're starting to come out really, really strong in some of these fights, especially because of that Nazebo stacking up quite a bit.
194 voodoo ritual, man.
And then, I mean,
that's how you know you're a good player.
And then the thing it's uncapped, so it's just going to continue, and it's only going to get worse as they are working their way towards 20s, and it looks like it's going to be one of those games, as we do have Kendo trying to dive in here, taking so much damage, the root will go out. Going to have to use that Dwarf Toss out. There is the knockback from Zanzibar. They are going to be getting the mosh pit for a hot second, not going to be going, but Murden will be falling first in this fight, Junkstream.
You know, he did get the pull on the Nazebo. Unfortunately, it's the target with the ice block, so he's going to walk away. Not able to push up, though, on the point. So this Protector going on the side of Massive Whiff, you know, they're just going to go and push in. They need to get someone in it. Okay, there goes Garrigan. They are double in it. No gunner feels bad. With the changes, though, at least it's, you know, good to have two players. And I remember pre-buff, this was a solo person swapping seats constantly to move and do damage.
Because that was the only way you felt like you got value at that time. But now it feels like it's a bit strong, one could say.
It feels like something that requires two people to operate should. That's how I put it. Consort actually taking a ton of damage.
Gonna get
Root coming out.
Oh
wow!
Link
Barely in time.
That what an escape there. But at this time, they are going to be able to confirm this bottom four and mid four. Ooh, yeah, they should be able to get this at this time. It's half of the health on the Triglav Protector, and they may be pushing a little bit further as Kendo going to be taking a little bit of damage. Gonna back off and probably work their way into top lane as Mama's Meat gonna be already starting that top lane party, pushing this down. Might not even need the Protector for this.
Yeah, no, it's late game Nazebo. He took the zombie Ring of Poison zombie wall damage, so he just gets to do kind of whatever he wants. 5 seconds left on the Punisher, or the Immortal, sorry. Not gonna do much more with it. Just about to hit 20. 225 stacks. Once he gets his upgraded passive at 20, this is just gonna be such a crazy game because the poke coming from the Nazebo will reach astronomical levels. Like, he literally goes from doing meh damage to okay damage to like, wow, I'm better than Li Ming.
Well, at this time we are... Whoa! One Mega Man, thank you for the 44 viewers hosted over here. Currently in game number 1, Zanzibar is going to be diving in onto this. There will be the sounds underneath. Warden Cage going to come out. There is also the Hanzo arrow to stun them out for a second. There will be ETC getting killed in this, as there was the Kerrigan falling as well. That ice block, though, from Ruben saving them at this time. But that 20 on the Nazebo, you can see how much poison is going out. This is the reason we've been talking about this so much. As they do get the counter kill into Sonya, they don't start to turn this around just yet, but that is a 2-for-1 trade as they get the blow up onto Hanzo and move further into this fight. Dunkstick, I gotta say, these guys, they're just going in further. Consort gonna be diving right back in, trying to get into Ruben. They do get that kill. Ice block, though, up from Mama's Meat. I don't think it's going to be enough as they go ahead and get this. Li Ming gonna be back trying to get a combo off. Not gonna be enough as Zane KT... Your face, I mean, I'm looking over at your face right now, and it says a lot.
Alright, Nazebo walked up to this Stukov while he was massive shoving and didn't throw the wall just directly on him and decides, oh, he's going to walk away. You cannot cancel massive shove once it is activated. You are stuck until it hits. The nice thing is you get a lot of armor. If he had thrown the wall on him, it would have been another reset for Li Ming, and they probably would have taken the fight. I'm going to call that one a massive whiff. That's all I can talk about it. But
from FML,
that fight was crazy.
That was the back and forth between these two teams. I was not expecting that.
The buff, or the item off of the regen protector went from Sonya to Malfurion to Nazebo to Maiev. It traded hands 4 times, and no one decided to try and use it in fight. But it is crazy. This is what I love. I love games like this. I absolutely love games where teams are just fighting. The game is no longer who can out macro who. We want to end this with a team fight. This is the manliest way to play a game. This is no ordinary man's game. You need to be ready to fight if you want to take this victory.
Silence going to be coming out from that Stukov, though, prepping for this fight, making sure they're zoned back. Zanzibar going to be getting that flank at this time. Going to be a silence that does go out.
I think a little bit of miscommunication. Ruben keeps ripping that ultimate, but we're not seeing any follow-up. It is okay to rip the silence in a solo opportunity. And you just need your team to follow up on it. Might have gone pretty deep. The Hanzo arrow coming in. Gonna finish off Li Ming with the Q. Gonna get pulled, not stunned though. Gonna go ahead and walk away. It is a 4v5 now, but it's the Zebo 4v5. This isn't your average ordinary Witch Doctor. It's the Zebo. Massive Shove not getting a lot of value, but look at those toads. So much damage. Absolutely love it. Send them in. Go for it. Ribbit, ribbit. Damage going out. More toads coming out. Combo coming out on Maev. Keeps on throwing everything he's got. So look at that poison damage. It's sick. Nazebo has gone in the last 3 minutes from 20,000 damage to 60,000. He has almost caught up to Li Ming despite having a 30,000 damage deficit. This is why you go Nazebo. His post-20 gameplay is disgusting. Gonna get pulled, stunned, knocked back, very low. Uses the rewind to get out. Triple pull from Consort. Zanzibar very barely getting out. Maelstrom in the back, doing as much as he can. Sony taking a lot of damage, almost getting comboed again. Zanzibar falling low. Wow, the heal came in last second to save his life. K-Shizzle getting pulled apart. The Toad doing as much damage as he can. 3-man silence coming in. Reset on the Q for Kerrigan. Maev gonna fall next. That is a 5-man wipe going to Massive Whiff. FML has fallen. Will they just end the game?
I mean, it's a 21-minute Triglav Protector. I think they're just going to try and open up the map. They got to leave someone on there. Zane KT is, I think, going to be going back and forth as they do open up this top lane. Definitely making sure that they get this push and just have this available for the Triglav, or are they just...
30 seconds. They have a Nazebo. They have level 20s. This is game. I kind of wish they'd save the Gargantuan for the core, but this should be game here. 20 more seconds still. Everything's left. The Bolt of the Storm coming out. There's the zombie wall. Look at that shield drop. Fun fact, if the zombie wall falls early, the poison stays.
Ooh.
The poison stays there for the full duration, regardless if you cancel earlier.
So it looks like
damage.
With that call, that's going to be exactly that. The GGs are thrown out, and that is going to be game number 1 going over to Massive Whiff. GG, well played. I didn't time it out. I thought I had it there. We're going to be going into Infernal Shrines for game number 2. And just really quickly, the one thing I did not recap in game number 1 here, and I do apologize, the coin flip was actually won by Massive Whiff. So they banned out Sky Temple. Braxton's Holdout was then banned out by FML Esports. First map was Volskaya, chosen by Massive Which, which they won. And so now we are going to be going into game number 2, which is... Okay, yeah, I thought I had I looked over at my stream and I was just like, wait, did I have the names backwards? And I was like, wait, no, I set up lobby correctly. I put FML on the left and I put Massive Whiff on the right. And I was like, wait, no, we got this. We're going to Infernal Shrines that was chosen by FML Esports. Let's get this going here. That Kerrigan, do you think it comes out this early in the ban, or do you think it's more of like a stage 2 ban?
Despite being her best map, I just don't think Kerrigan is first ban, first pickable at this time. There's just so many good heroes right now. Alarak's super good, that does a similar job. Maev's gone now. Malthael does a really good job of that kind of like bruiser AoE, really disruptive hero. He does that very well. I think Stukov is just such an instrumental hero.
Yep.
No matter what comp you're running. And bam! We have him. He's there.
I mean, it's exactly what we saw at the start of the last draft. It was first picked on the side of FML, and it's such a strong hero to have on your team, especially because of the fact that zone control. And especially zone control on a map like this where you have these tight entryways into the shrines to get the skeletal defenders. He mitigates a lot of those, and top is like the best shrine for him to be, because there's only 3 entrances unless you have like a Zagar or a Dahaka, something to jump in the backline, some sort of global. But overall, you have to walk through one of those tight corners, and that's really, really good for him. But here's the thing, talking about, tight corridors and a lot of those walls, do we see an early Diablo come out from the side of FML Esports, or do they maybe pick something that they think is strong on the map, like we saw on the side of Massive Whiff early in that last game with that Nazebo?
Well, we could. I think we'll definitely probably see a Malfurion here. I don't think teams let that go by. And we're just going to see basically the pick swap. We're going to see ETC Malfurion picked up here. ETC is just such a good tank. He doesn't really have a bad situation. He's the most solid tank all the way around, whether it's engagement, peeling, self-sustain, being a tank, just tanking damage. He does a very good job of all of it. But this does allow the Diablo pickup. We saw Massive with ban it away from FML last game. Do they let it go is the real question. And what do they pick up with it? I think that Hanzo with the Stormbow talent at level 4 is a disaster on the Shrine. Low cooldown, it does AoE, a ton of damage from a long range. If they just take a lead, they just step back and just finish it. And right now, Diablo Tracer, interesting.
Okay, I like this Tracer. You can get into some of those backline units. It also denies the Tracer Malfurion combination that they could get on the side of FML Esports. It's not something that a lot of people chase after, but it's definitely one of those things that can be comboed. That is not something you really want to deal with, but they'll be grabbing that here. And looking at that draft, if I was FML, I mean, I don't know if you can see the hover, but they're hovering a respect band right now, because definitely taking it out. And this is something that I was bringing up at the start of the draft. I was like, do we see it in the second phase of the draft? Is it one of those things that you consider that late, where you're just like, it's kind of niche, it's map oriented, and they played it pretty well? So this part of the draft, looking at what Massive Whiff has, knowing that K Shizzle plays it. I mean, his name's K Shizzle. It's probably Kerrigan from Shizzle. Like, that's probably what his full name is. Kerrigan works fantastically with Stukov. So I think that's a great man. Oh, you got me so good. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, that is definitely a really good band. To take that away, if that is a niche hero, if that is definitely a hero that that person is extremely strong on. I mean, if I was in this division, I would expect Asmodan bans and like just specialist bans. It's, if you know someone's good at something, like, get rid of it, because they're just a nuisance. They'll just keep rolling on it over and over again. But at this point, I wonder if they take out the Sonya, or they take out some sort of solo lane away from the members of FML Esports, or maybe they go for Shrine Clear, because that's definitely something they're going to need as they get the second half of this draft.
Yes, I think Sonya is actually a great ban. Very strong against Tracer. At any point he gets a stun on that hero, she either has to instantly recall or die, because that is just so disastrous to her health. I'm going to reiterate one more time real quick, because I kept wanting to say it all game long. That's a Thrall ban. I love it. All game, I wanted to be like, K Shizzle had a massive whiff. And I never got to do it. So that was really disappointing. Gul'dan Blaze. I think if at any point they get on the Shrine, almost nothing that Massive Whiff has at this time is really going to be very effective. You have the double front line. Mm-hmm. You now have this AoE. Everything's AoE on Blaze. Everything's AoE. He does everything AoE. He's great for clearing the Shrine. Gul'dan is fantastic for clearing the Shrine. He can just sit over the wall and clear.
Horrifying.
But now they have the bunker. I really think that they should have banned Blaze instead of Thrall if they were going to go with like a off-lane kind of ban.
I see
on
what
this
you mean,
particular, the Thrall is okay. The slow can be very disruptive. Obviously, Sundering being a ranged interrupt for the Stukov lurking arm.
It's definitely a late game hero too, with that Crash Lightning as well.
Oh yeah, but the bunker is just going to be disastrous.
Yep.
If at any point like they try to do like an APOC combo, he bunkers and just saves his team.
And the other crazy thing too is you have ETC, so you have the power slide, then you have Malfurion drop roots underneath, you've got a Blaze charge in, and so that person just stands still for seconds while Gul'dan is just dropping damage and then damage over time, and then if you have corrupted stacks, those are out too. But on the other side, so let's look at Massive Whiffs, the last couple picks they took here. So they're going to pick Leorc for that solo lane into the Blaze. I really like that matchup. And they're going to have that Kael'thas for the wave clear in their rotations as well as the Shrine. So this mage into mage, I really like it. But overall, I personally like Gul'dan a little bit more on a map like this and how he can poke into the Shrines a little bit more than Kael'thas does. I think Kael'thas, the skeletal defenders,
if he misses his Flame Strike, it's a 7-second cooldown. It's a long.
You can't
time
spam
to wait.
it like you can spam the Q on Gul'dan.
Exactly. But I will say this: any point someone gets stuck in a Stukov silence, there are so many tools on the side of Massive Whiff to keep them in there and kill them. Pulse Bomb. I mean, just Kael'thas damage in general. That's an excellent pickup. That is like your Tracer now has a kill threat.
Yep.
Greymane is disastrous against Tracer. His auto attacks are beefier. He gets an E combo into her. If she drops below 50% health and he's within range to E and then Q and then R, she's done. That's GG. The cavalry is dead.
And at that point, it's going to be hard to recover from something like that. But at the same time, we have to consider the fact of what you said right before that, which is if Stukov gets that silence, there are a lot of things that you do not want to be around for it. And if we're talking post 10 in Tomb with the silence tracers there the entire time, you've got an Apocalypse on top of that, Phoenix right there with probably a Whirlwind and Flame Strike. So there's definitely a lot of back and forth that we're going to be seeing from these teams. I definitely think that we're going to be getting a very interesting matchup for the second game here. I gotta say, FML Esports, I really like their draft, though. I really gotta say that their draft, I think, is pretty strong here.
I'm gonna give it in favor to the side of FML as well. I think that their composition is just overall so strong. They don't really particularly excel in any one direction too hard, while still having every tool they should ever need for this map. And we're even gonna see Pursuit of Flame on the side of Gul'dan, just to make his Q that much more annoying when it has the 10% more radius.
Ooh, well, we're going to find out if that's going to be a big benefit for them as we get into this game. Game number 2, FML Esports on the left. We are going to have Drink and Run on that Malfurion, Consort going to be on the Blaze, Kendo going to be on that ETC, Snowglare going to be on the Greymane, and MJ Doom rounding it out on the Gul'dan.
Yeah, and on the red side, we do have Massive Whiff. Ruben Ripper playing the Stukov. K-Shizzle on Diablo. Mama's Meat playing that Tracer. Zane KT playing KT. And Zanzibar on the Leorc. Look at that combo! So much damage. And there goes First Blood. Leorc just dropping. Gul'dan and Greymane just ripped through that whole backline. That was crazy.
I got it. That blow up at first, I was like, are we about to start this game with a 3-man kill? Like, hold up. But no, that's not going to be what's happening, as we do have Leorc and Blaze going into that top lane, going to be soloing into each other as the 4-man rotation breaks out between these two lanes. And this, the majority of this is just going to be stacking quests, getting the clear, rotating. But we do have Diablo making that aggressive rotation into Kendo here. And also we have Doom getting a few stacks in the meanwhile, though. But Drink and Run potentially in a bad spot as the Chain Bomb going to be spreading to a couple members of FML. There is going to be the Pulse Round going out for Mama's Meat. They're going to be chasing Kendo here. Really want to get that kill as there is the recall use. Flame Strike going to be getting that kill, though.
Yeah, and Drink and Run a little too far up. The Root not going to save him, unfortunately. Excellent work by Mama's Meat to just take down that ETC. Unfortunately for him, she didn't have to use a lot of her blinks to stay on top of him because she can just auto attack and walk. So really good double pickup on them, trading back those 2 kills. Actually, honestly, giving that a little bit of advantage because there's a big wave mid. ETC, no, he will make it in time to get the first few, so they won't really miss too many. K-Shizzle going for the knockback. Incoming Ruben Ripper trying to get in, trying to get the silence in, missed the slow. Mama trying to finish him off. Gonna have to recall, though. Taking half her health of damage from the towers.
Yeah, taking a little bit of damage, almost getting that kill. Would have been just another kind of delayed death, getting that extra bit of experience. But at this time, experience has been pretty even for both teams, even with the kills that we've had. There is going to be the knockback as K-Shells are trying to get that overpower, I think, on a Drink and Run there. Not going to be happening, and it looks like at this time, once again, rotation is going to be happening, though Greymane Snowglare going to be jumping onto this camp, getting the burn onto this with maybe a little bit of help from MJ Doom, as we do have Drink and Run in the bad spot, going to be falling.
Yeah, and Mama's Meat gonna try and finish Kendo. Pulse Bomb doing work. Excellent pickup. Once again, taking down both the support and the main tank on the side of FML. Massive whiff. They heard us in chat say, oh, FML's going to win. And they're like, no.
They were just like, you know what? This is what we think of your opinion of their draft. Like, you know, we're gonna clap back a little bit here. But definitely that pulse run sending ETC flying as the teams will go back into the lanes, getting some soak here as they do prepare for the first Immortal popping up in this bottom lane. Do have that camp being cleared out that was picked up by Greymane as they do pick up their own on the side of Massive Whiff. It looks like Mama's Meat going to be working on getting that pulse round charged up once again for this next shrine, as we do have Kendo taking a little bit of damage. There will be some zoning route coming out, but overall no one going to be dying as they do get in position for this. Sevens though getting pretty close on the side of Massive Whiff.
Yeah, and as a heads up, we didn't talk about it, that is a convection stacking KT. So trying to get his Q up. ETC taking a lot of damage in the back lane, Leoric doing a lot of damage. Pulse Bomb actually misses. Wow, that's a big cooldown to be missing. Contour taking a ton of damage, gonna be able to slide out. Zanzibar doing what he can to help clear this out. Shrine going in the favor of Massive Whiff at the moment, but really low mana bars on the side. That's a root. Diablo diving in very far, not going to be able to pick up a kill. Unfortunately, no KT or Tracer follow-up. Convection just getting some stacks. Only 30 left. They do just need to poke in here a little bit. Zanzibar in actually kind of a little deep. Gonna go ahead and get stunned and fall down. That was a little bit aggressive for the composition that's kind of far back. 36 though, only need 4 more. Mama trying to do what he can. The 39 trying to get there. Kendo actually falling very low, gonna fall to Mama's. 1 more needed. Just need to whack 1 more. Gonna go ahead and finish off. Zanzibar coming back up. Drink and run, getting slowed, pulled in. Wow, just the control this Tracer is giving them. Like, no one can get away. Mama even trying to go for the Greymane right now.
Yeah, chasing behind enemy lines, gonna get that recall out of there, not gonna be going too far as the Punisher does jump over the gate, gonna be going onto Consort here, being pulled over to the well at this time, gonna be burning that down as the members of Massive Whiff trying to open up this gate. They want to get in here even further, try and get maybe onto Consort as there is gonna be that charge right out. Jump gonna be just missed, but that will be Gul'dan getting picked off here. Kendo gonna get that knockback, but Case Shizzle wants this kill as they do get the root right underneath. Unfortunately, that won't be another kill for the members of Massive Whiff, but they do end up pushing out this bottom lane, opening this up and giving themselves a nice chunk of experience and a lead.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about Punisher. 9 times out of 10, you kind of want to go in with it, especially when you have like an aggressive Tracer Diablo that can follow the Punisher over the wall pretty well. Getting rid of one of the side towers very quickly before the Punisher even gets in range can enable your team to snowball the Punisher by picking up a very quick kill underneath it. Mama actually going onto the Greymane is going to take half his health from the post bomb. He is invisible though, not able to continue hitting her. Actually, really good use of that stealth talent from the level 4, breaking her ability to keep following him.
Yeah, the eyes in the dark there, making sure that they don't lose their Greymane and give over any more experience. But we are starting to see that experience gonna be getting really in favor for the members of Massive Whiff as 10s are getting close for that team, and by getting that, maybe look to see them take some more aggressive rotations, try and take some stronger fights, and really get even more map control as they've kind of set the pace at this point, even being able to just in between rotations grab this camp and then go back to grabbing bottom lane this time without missing much experience.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about it. Tracer going untouchable at level 4. 5 stacks in already. That is disastrous. That is so much extra damage she's doing. Keisha's going to go ahead and walk in here, doing as much damage as he can to the Greymane. Living Bomb doing so much damage. Greymane taking, or Gul'dan taking the pulse bomb. Mama killing him in the back line, in the back. 1 more stack to convection. Excellent play by them, taking control with their level 10 talents just to move in and pressure them. Sun's coming in. The silence is barely going to get to walk away. The Phoenix not being able to finish it off.
Now, I gotta say, just the damage numbers coming out from these players. I mean, just at this point, really quickly, just peeking at it, Tracer, we're going to be losing that Blaze in top lane to the Leoric as I was looking at the stats, but Tracer and Kael'thas going back and forth between hero damage with about 1,000 in difference, 14 to 15,000 here. Definitely just kind of competing to see who can do the most as we are getting into the later half of this game, but those two are just becoming an absolute nuisance. And the other thing too to mention is that, that convection was finished, so they have that extra blow up, and Kael'thas is only going to become more and more of a difficult thing to deal with. And at this point, doesn't look like FML really has a response just yet. Maybe they need to get tens themselves and take a fight on even talent here. I'm just not sure what they need to do at this point to really kind of take this map back in their favor.
And you didn't mention it when you talk about damage. Leoric is actually technically in between Tracer and Kael'thas, just because he's constantly hitting Blaze.
But you're right.
Needless to say, though, that convection being stacked is so amazing. So many times we see that ability taken, and it never gets finished. And it's honestly a real feels bad moment. Most professional players will tell you that is a trap talent, because it's very rare that A, you'll be able to hit it that many times early enough to make a big difference, or B, live long enough to get to 20. It's that double-edged sword. Yeah, I know it'll do a ton of damage, but it's so hard to stack. A lot of times it's more worth it to either have the shield or the additional spell power at level 1. So kudos to them for finishing it.
That is so true. As Mawsmi going to be diving through a couple of the members here. Zanzibar not in the best place. Going to be getting charged onto by Consort there. Looks like they want to take this fight as they do have tens themselves, but it looks like with the Phoenix out, they're just going to be going ahead and backing off. Kendo going to be trying to get in here, but it looks like there's going to be a mosh onto one of the members. Massive Shove going to be interrupting that. There is the Apocalypse coming out. The Silence will be out from the Malfurion at this time. Horrify going to be pulling Tracer into the enemy team. They're not going to be able to capitalize on this as Mama's Meat gets that recall right out of there. Not going to be a big problem as they do try and dive in, but it won't be enough as Mama's Meat gets out of there. K-Shizzle going to be in not a great spot as they try and get onto Ruben. That will be a kill going over to the members of FML, and they get the charge onto this Leoric, who was trying to get on Drinking Run, who's very low on mana at this time. Bunker coming down. That will be the kill onto Leoric. There is K-Shizzle and also Zane and Mawsmi just trying to poke into this. Snow Glare so low. But Dugstick, I don't know if they're going to be able to... Okay. They steal it over still.
Oh, man. In case
that I was not... I didn't even see
it. Unfortunately, it's a double regen globe healing him. And if you know anything about that level 1 Toronto talent with 100 stacks, it's just monstrous. Consort, unfortunately, out too far. Wow. Excellent Entomb onto the Gul'dan. They should be able to move it up and kill him. Kendo actually out of mana. Going to get stunned by the John Cena. K-Shizzle about to have enough mana, or the cooldown. Yep. Excellent 3 pickup with a full health Punisher. All they need to do is get this wall down a little bit more. That way they can capitalize on Malfurion if he jump on it. Zane KT is scooting up, trying to get range. This should be a 10-minute keep in the mid lane. This is one of the hardest lanes to take a keep in. And it does look like they are getting calls to back off. Leoric is going to go ahead and walk away. They do know it's only 10 minutes in. Death cooldowns are short. Not going to get any lasting core damage, so might as well just pull back and camps.
And that's a really, really smart play from them to go ahead and just back off. They let they got the keep. They're like, we got catapult pressure. That's great for us. Let's back off, let the Punisher get burned down. We can go ahead and rotate back. We're going to get this mid lane keep. And this is the thing that I was talking about earlier in the game when there was starting to be, that little bit of a deficit in between the levels is that, Massive Shove, they're definitely momentum based, I can see here. And, by getting that, they're just like, all right, now you play our game. We're going to be creating, mid lane pressure. Go respond to it. Here's our bottom lane pressure. They're going to have to rotate down and take that. Blaze in top lane trying to get some sort of push up, but doesn't want to go too far because they cannot see where these members are as they are rotating around for these camps. And at this point, I really got to say, it's strong and smart play from the members of Massive Whiff. I'm just really curious to see how FML will be able to adapt to this playstyle. The other thing, too, is it's, 13s are achieved for FML, but 16s are right on the cusp for the members of Massive Whiff, as it looks like they're going to be trying to take this fight here.
Yeah, and Diablo, interrupting the Twilight Dream, actually. K-Shizzle getting the overpower off just in time. Wow, the living bomb just spreading like crazy. Oh, that's absolutely monstrous damage coming to the side of KT. We're talking about how KT and Tracer are like kind of evenly matched on damage. I'm gonna be honest, that living bomb was kind of almost like cheating. He jumped up like 3k damage to overtake her. Consort doing the absolute right thing, stepping off the map and backing. Gets away, really good play by him. Not able to get any more, just getting the 13 talent for his team. It looks like we do have Hellstone. We have Mic Check coming away out of ETC. Farther engage tools or escape tools for Greymane, the Dark Flight disengage range increase. I do actually want to talk a little bit about the 13s from the side of Massive Whiff. We see leeching rounds on Tracer, which is her auto attack heal. Very uncommon talent. Usually with Untouchable, we'll see the bounce auto attacks, which let her spread her auto attacks with a ton of damage. And we typically see the root snare from wow, that pick. That's dirty. That's dirty. You used it in Tomb, the silence. That's just so dirty for that.
Oh, and we're managing to jump to heroes all of a sudden. All right. There we go. All right, we do have this engagement going into the top lane at this time, and Khans are going to be taking quite a bit of damage. They're going to be needing to use the bunker at this time. Going to be able to pop out just fine. Not going to be taking too much as they do defend their keep from the push in top lane. Though the one thing I want to note is that the next Punisher is in bottom, and it is worked up quite a bit by the members of Massive Whiff. So if they can get onto this and take this, which is looking like the way that they're playing this, they're going to be able to. Especially with the 16 advantage that they have, there's that 3-level difference. I don't know if they're going to be able to respond to this. They might have to just kind of let this one go and just work for 16s on the side of FML.
Yeah, and I really like them deciding to do this top camp right now. Definitely giving up a little bit of time on the Punisher. Luckily for them, no one's pushing up on it. FML not responding because they realize they're down a talent here. Going to go ahead and try and defend against the Punisher instead. But now, not only will it defend against Punisher, they're going to have that top camp slowly pushing in on Keep. And that camp is very much capable of taking a Keep. The respawning wolves are absolutely deadly to your tower defenses. Blaze, though, going to try and clear out as much as he can. 26 stacks. They're about to finish it. Mama's meat, just sticking on it. He has his pulse bomb fully charged. Just slow playing at the moment, waiting for it. They're desperately trying to get this 16. You can see it, half a level. They want it. They know they need it. They want it.
And it looks like Blaze should be able to get this decently in the top lane. Maybe another wave that comes in. ETC and Druid Run are going to probably be able to get this clear in mid, but bottom lane, that is terrifying. There's a lot of stuff barreling down that lane. There is the gate, so they do have the they can bait it over the wall and then kind of get some damage onto it away from the enemy team as Snow Glare is being set up for that at this time. There is going to be that jump exactly there, and they start to work this thing down and pull it farther away from the gate, but it is made out of Swiss cheese as Drink and Run going to be getting flanked by the Tracer. There is the Ice Block that comes out. There's the dive in from K-Shizzle on to MJ Doom. There's the Horrify that comes out as well, which will delays for a second as K-Shizzle dies right back in. Apocalypse going to be going out, not connecting onto anyone, as we do have this Punisher and the rest of the team working their way towards this keep and trying to get some kills here as they do get the Gul'dan, and that will be the kill I think that they need to work on this core, as it looks like they did get that kill on Malfurion early there in the push. The Punisher going to jump over. They get the double kill and the eat. Oh my god. That's going to be so dirty.
Finishing the Untouchable at the last possible second. That pulse bomb hit 2 people at the end of there.